Stupid. Hi. Hi, now you can hear us. What the fuck?
Hello. There we go.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This time I was keeping us hidden, but I didn't let us talk. Okay?
We're learning. It's learning.
Yay! Yay! Hello! Hello! Somebody just showed the chat.
Hello,
Yay!
hello.
Nice. I,
Let's
I
go.
I like how I like the small detail of the cup changing for each person. I was in such conundrum. I was like, what cup I should put for Infamy last time, because you know Phoenix is red, but Infamy has red, and I thought, oh, pink. And then,
Pink.
yeah, I mean
That works so well.
works, right? And mine is black, and people would think, isn't it supposed to be teal? But I'm like, no, I love black. No, black cup. But at the same time, my current cup with coffee, because I'm actually drinking coffee, is pink, baby pink.
Ah,
Yeah. I hope the audio stuff is okay.
Bonk.
Oh yeah.
Hi,
honk.
back.
Beck has luck the last 2 times, sees us when we're here, because most of the cases Beck shows up when I close my stream and it's like, oh no. But yeah, today we're gonna talk about the first season of Darker Than Black and the whole season of Erased, since I kinda watched the first day to last time when we spoke, but then I finished it today and I'm so excited to talk about it. Also, I finally learned my lesson and put the warning of spoilers ahead. You know, in case somebody forgets that we're gonna talk about spoilers.
To be fair, these animes have been out for a while, so if you haven't seen them,
yeah. I mean, yeah, but also at the same time, I'm currently missing so many cool stuff. I'm seeing so many kind of slice of life romantic stuff that look very good, like well made and everything. But I have such long list. I think I end up if you haven't seen them, that's your problem. That's your problem.
Exactly.
I'm gonna end up like Satoru. I need to say 25 years above my actual age to finish all the series, and I just have to sit at one place. That, and when I start playing Genshin, I would just have to hibernate on my PC and just exist only there. Because I saw somebody talking about just the main stories, like what, 40 hours or what? Main story without any side quest. And I'm like, oh no, yeah, for me. And when I get PC that can run it, it's probably gonna be a lot more. And yay, goodbye. Not that I had social life, but it's gonna
Mood.
Yeah, it's like my social life is my screen. But yeah, so I watched the last. Actually, I already watched episode 7 just to refresh my memory, because I purposely put it at the back. Not only because we had another episodes with Midnight Coffee talk of different series, but I was like, I want to be, in the hype of the thing before we talk about it. Yeah, so I already watched that episode when he was arrested. And then, yeah, and managed to force revival. And then when the next episode 8, was when his mother and him sat in front with Kaio in front of the door of her mother. That thing was such an elaborate plan of everybody. I first was suspicious of the teacher, because from the start I was thinking that's him. Then bajillion people showed that had kind of the energy that can be. But at that point, I was like, suspicious, but not fully. I was like, so I expected him to do something when Satoru's mother called. I thought that she called him, like the teacher. No, I was like, what is gonna happen? But actually, in that case, at least he worked for them, and didn't expect for nowhere to show the mother of, like, the grandmother, technically. I was like, wait, what? Where is the grandmother in that picture? What happened when they showed her?
Yeah.
Something interesting I noticed that I didn't see the first time. It was logical that they used the red eyes like murderous intent, but I didn't notice that Satoru had them when he was contemplating pushing Kaiu's mother on the stairs.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
that was a time.
I expected that to be like used just visually to represent bloodlust, because they often do that in anime, and we saw somebody with red eyes who then lost them. The detective guy who was very when he was pissed off, and I was like, oh, now that confirms 100%. It was good that I repeated it, because the first time somehow I didn't saw it, which is very weird.
Yeah.
But and we then start with the whole, yay, everything is okay. But now we have another two people to save. Didn't expect the whole thing with the chubby boy ending up with that girl. That was so cute. It was so adorable. I was like, oh, and the other guy was so oblivious. Why he's taking her there before us? She knows where it is. Boy. Boy, they were looking at him like, if you don't get it, oh, that's on you. Good. You'll get it someday. It was so funny. I didn't expect to found it so cute, but also kind of creepy. With the teacher basically explaining to Satoru how to make somebody feel comfortable. You know.
He did the full villain plan after the villain plan was committed.
Yeah, but at the same time, like before, it was absolutely 100% sure that it's him and everything. The thing with the lollipops was so funny to me. I was like, boy, you're so dumb, because he had that kind of goofy teacher energy, like where you're where in the situation when the character is so weird that you can't pinpoint if he's just weird and good-natured or he's just insane. I was like, okay. And since he had kind of odd vibe to begin with, but he helped with Kaiu, that was when my guard kind of was let down a bit. Like, I still was almost certain that he's gonna be him at the end, but at the same time I was like, for the moment he's okay.
They were trying to diffuse the sus.
Yeah, it was simultaneously sus because he basically explained to Satoru how to abduct somebody almost, and at the same time he was so stupid that I was like, okay, you're weird, but probably good, but I think that you're gonna be the killer, but let's see. that was
We'll see.
Yeah. That was so well done. The way with entering the tunnel and like everything goes red, absolutely red. And I was thinking when he started to show who he is. And I was, yeah, it was so well done.
That was a good plot twist.
It's so funny because even if I was absolutely sure that it's gonna be him and enjoyed the way they deceived me in a sense the whole time, it still had effect. Like, I knew that it's gonna be him, but the way they showed it was very cool. And also, imagine being adult, exclude the fact that he's predator and everything, but imagine being adult that's kind of trying to that's meeting kids basically acting like adult. The feeling is probably so weird. Like, you see, have you ever met actual children that speak very elaborately like they're adults? It's so creepy to see it. Like, excuse me, sir, what'd you like to do today, or something like that. I had seen that IRL and it's so strange. It's like somebody transported adult in child's body.
Yeah.
Oh, something about that girl from the other school, the fact that she entered their hideout and the hideout actually wasn't hideout because everybody could see them go there, that's so children thing.
It's a very public hideout.
Yeah, it's so typical of
Hideout quotation marks.
hideout, big quotation marks. It's very childish thing to expect that adults don't know something and it to be so obvious.
Yeah.
Also, that absolutely morbid joke that the teacher made about Satoru being kidnapper. I was like, oh god, if you're not actually the killer, that's so awkward. No, because if he's the killer, that's just him being, trying to play as, I know the situation, I'm just gonna, play with you like a plaything. It's not a good thing, but it makes sense for him to be cocky, given what character he is. But if he was innocent, that's gonna be so awkward. Like,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh no, I felt like second-hand embarrassment for him. I was like, that's bad. No, please don't say that. But yeah, that changed. The fact that Satoru straight up told him that he can't see the future, and when he told that, I was like, nope, he's gonna save him. 100% he's gonna save him.
But nope.
Yeah.
Just left him.
I expected him to save him because it's kind of interesting, especially after that whole story with the hamsters and stuff, which is so weird. It's not the thing with the children is not even that he was after children. It was his weird logic of apparently seeing people that are kind of with bad fate in a sense, because he saw Kaio with that string. He himself had one because he's so broken out of every possible way, and then Satoru obviously because with his situation. But the fact that Satoru ended up being in coma for 15 years, I was like, wait, why is his mother working in the normal day job,
Yeah.
And they transitioned to the room, and I was like, no fucking way, they actually first saved him from there, second he just was in coma. What? That surprised me a lot. I don't know what I expected from the last 4 episodes, but I didn't expect Satoru to end up in coma.
Yeah, that was a long coma.
Yeah, it's 15 years, and I really liked how they kept the childhood voice of Satoru when he woke up, because he basically forgot.
Because his memories were faded, so it was only from his childhood.
Yeah, it's like actual child. The whole idea of falling asleep at 11 and waking up at 25, it's so bizarre. Like, I just get chills imagining, because you change so much in looks at the basic level, let alone everything else on emotional and whatnot level. But just the way, I look like baby and now I have a beard. It was so bizarre. Oh, when they showed the rest of his friends all grown up, at some point when I was watching episode 8, I think I just was sitting, watching it by myself, and was thinking it's gonna be cool if we see them, especially the blonde guy, grown up, because he was very interesting. He was very intelligent. He was essentially as if Satoru had his intelligence without being adult at the same time in his head. So I was like, what's gonna happen with him? Expecting to become lawyer or detective or something like that, which was the truth,
Nope, manga artist.
No, the friend of Satoru, not Satoru.
Oh, I see.
The blonde guy.
Oh yeah.
Blonde haired boy, because he was so intelligent and this was on the same level as Satoru almost, despite being actual kid, not 29 years old instead of 11 years old. But when Kaio showed up, and I was like, wow, okay, you dodged the bullet, but also I didn't expect that, because the predictable thing was to in quotation marks because that's gonna sound really gross, but keep her a single till they meet after he wakes up and everything is resolved. But at the same time, I was like, no, this is more logical. The both of them grew up as normal children and then liked each other at some point. Okay, that's nice. We don't have the old situation of 29 years old in a body of 11 years old. After that, like, the conundrum of ages and mental stages, no. That kind of warmth was evaded, even if it was seen as bad thing or people had backlash, for them not becoming a couple. I think it would have been way worse if they made them a couple, because it's like,
yeah.
Because essentially they would have made him a bit like the teacher.
Yeah.
That happened. That's why he constantly reminded himself, what's happening, I'm 29, don't think of stupid shit. I was like, he was like, no, the brakes, And after that, at the end of the story, when he met the other girl that I forgot what was her name, it was years after he became mangaka, so she was like in probably her 20s or something, which is, this is another story, one is to be 25 or what old with however old he was at that point, 30 something, let's say. Then the whole story with Kaio, it made sense, and I actually expected them to be the pairing, and the fact that they showed him growing up to the point of needing glasses, that was very funny for me, because it's the old glasses, the mangaka with the old brown glasses, that's such trope IRL from what I see, pictures of actual mangakas. You lose your sight, obviously, when you look at papers endlessly, or screens.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was so. I had seen before watching anything of Erased the scene with him being in the almost falling, where the teacher was holding the thing, holding him not to fall from the building.
Oh yeah.
And I thought that without any other clues at that time, I thought that he just committed suicide at some point at the end of the story. That's why people hated the last 4 episodes so much. I didn't expect that to be in this way, but it was so smart. Also, the whole fact that he met the teacher again was, I think, knowing that the teacher was the killer when Satoru was kid isn't as disturbing as the whole time you see him talking with Satoru after he wakes up. I was so disturbed for some reason about that. Maybe because you waited 15 years and everything got explained, why he had different name and whatnot. And also Satoru was like, when he was a kid was like, I'm idiot. Obviously it was him, but people tend to deceive themselves when they want to believe in something. So I think it was probably more on that side. It was obviously, if you see your mother's name on the list and then see your teacher, and he also helped with Kaio fully, so he didn't do anything with her. I expected he to take her somewhere and then actually kill her, but it didn't happen. He just let her be taken by the child protective services, which is nice, good. He got so scared that he gonna get caught probably. And that girl also was kind of shady. When at some point, for the people watching, I DM'd Shawn and was like, that girl is shady. The classmate that tried to frame Kaio for stealing the money. I thought that she was giving information to the teacher about what they're doing. Because she seemed kind of shady sitting at the back, and when only our group of kids were there, just sitting, and after they
Yeah.
got that, I was like, But then I was like, oh no, the teacher's going after her, isn't he? Oh no.
It just ended up being childhood jealousy.
Oh yeah. I was so surprised that she actually went to make charity, and when she was a kid. You know, it wasn't when she became adult and realized that, you know, I was a child. This guy is actually in coma and whatnot. We need help. It was when she was a kid.
Yeah.
Huh. Maybe because they all realized that she basically evaded something really bad. But then again, no one actually explained to her what Satoru was trying to do. At least I wasn't left with that impression.
Yeah.
But it's good at that when everybody's were together at the end, I was like, oh, the group is big. Because if you think about how many people actually joined, it was very funny also to see Satoru now successful mangaka, you know, that now that he knows himself in a sense, so he can write without restrictions and whatnot, and you see the guy with the pizza running in front of him. Which I was like, yay!
Yeah. Yay!
I mean, it's not like work is work, you know. But the whole thing was, yeah, you were a pig. Now you're still delivering pizzas. Where's the sexual mangaka? But also, technically, Satoru kind of lost 4 years. It's so...
Yeah.
Because, you know, he directly repeated here, so before the last revival, everything was basically 1 for 1. Like, yes, he repeated he repeated his childhood twice. Three times, if we count the original time that he naturally grew out of, you know, and became 29. But then he actually ended up in coma and practically relived 15 years, but just in coma.
Yeah.
And became naturally 25 in that way. And the 4 years that he had the first time he lived just went poof, mentally poof. So technically, if we speak about all the years that he lived, even though 15 were unconscious, he lived like...
He's about 50 entire.
50, which is like... But the fact that he doesn't remember most of it is like, oh god.
Yeah.
It's like...
I guess it balances out, but like he's still like mentally kind of 50.
Yeah, he doesn't remember 15 years, but even so, he had several things repeated. So he's like 35 to 50 in his head, which is so mentally drained. Imagine the therapy you're gonna need after that. If your therapist decides to believe you, bunch of trauma. Hello. Oh god, I forgot that now that I'm pinching stuff, don't fall on my head and bounce off it. I have it with Vtuber Studio where you can manually make it to bounce
with the channel points,
from your head, which is I love that. My chat just spams random stuff that bounces off my head. For example, broccoli. Because
broccoli.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Firestorm, nothing gonna bounce off my head. Don't use that emote, please. No, my chat. My chat.
Us clouds and chaos.
Oh yeah. No, the something else that... Oh yeah, I was so like, don't hide anything from him, please. Most of the problems in the story were because you, as mother, made him forget most of the situation, so it became kind of mental trauma for him. Because he didn't remember at all what was bugging him all his life till she randomly mentioned it at the beginning of first episode. Oh yeah, if you remember, you kind of were abducted almost at some point. It was like, that's something that you can't say way earlier. Uh, Also, she mentioned episode 2 with them when they first saw the teacher, this guy
Mm.
to abduct the kid, that he did save the situation once when he was hit from a fire, so he probably got revival from the time his memories became kind of meh about the Caillou situation, and got
Yeah.
revivals from there till the situation got fully resolved. And after that, obviously, no reason for more revival, you know. I was thinking when he started thinking that the teacher is gonna move to other targets, I was like, yeah, you can't kind of predict who he's gonna target now because you don't know them. But it actually stopped. He became the only target, basically. The teacher got obsessed with him because he's kind of weird.
The only one that kind of escaped and
Yeah, not only.
stopped all the plans.
Yeah, I mean, he was literally like some crazy scientist trying to make his experiments, considering that he did this thing with the hamsters when he was a kid. He was basically.
Yeah.
He had loose screws from that time, but when he imagined the whole thing with the story with the, each person that's kind of iffy or has hard life, he sees this as someone he has to get rid of in his mind. I was like,
Yeah.
oh. Ooh. I don't know. This is I think that probably given how most people would expect a story like this to end, the fact that it was essentially him giving up the teacher, was probably what bugged people more than anything about the way it was resolved. But I found it very, very interesting and different way to deal with that. Especially when they showed the scene where he was shaving him, I was like, you could kill him. Obviously, you don't want to kill him because it's like literally what Satoru said. He was like his hope. Like he's gonna wake up and we're gonna play the cat and mouse game again, basically. Which is very funny considering that he made a bet on situation based on a random kid that is very smart for his age. If we don't think about the fact that Satoru was adult, actually, it's like, okay. He was that teacher, but I like him as a villain character. Like I like the way he was.
Very sly.
And also
kind of just pick the right topics, the right targets. I mean.
Yeah, right. And it was very well prepared, and the fact that he was like, oh yeah, I have several cars that look the same because such and such model is prevalent in our town and the towns around us, so I'm using cars that okay. I don't know, I didn't find him as, oh my god, my chat. We go.
Wiggle wiggle.
Oh no.
Potato.
I feel old. I hear that old wiggle meme. No. Oh. Wow, I'm old. Okay. I mean, considering what series that I had seen, I'm old, but that's another topic. Yeah, I really liked it. Like, I didn't expect to like it so much, mainly because I actually avoided watching it for many years, just because I knew that people say that the last 4 episodes are very bad, and I get really attached to series I watch, and my idea was like, oh no, I don't want to like love it first 8 episodes and then hate it the last 4. But it didn't happen. I really liked it. It's very good. And I really like Satoru's character because he's not moping on himself, He was like, yeah, I made mistake because I thought that the teacher is not somebody who's gonna be that way, especially because he was on the list with my mom. If if I don't suspect my mom, I'm obviously not gonna suspect the teacher. And it wasn't like it wasn't like he was hiding the fact that he made a mistake, but also the mistake wasn't that grave thing for them. Because some characters in similar situations end up very distraught by that mistake. Also, I got shivers when the first time he used the teacher name when he was in the wheelchair to tell him that he remembers. When he said Yashiro, I was like, oh no, fuck, he remembers. It was so well done because everything was kind of muted and in a tunnel sound-wise, and then you just hear his voice in the it was so cool. And I expected that he remembered something when he met Kaio, especially with the baby and everything. I was thinking that either Kaio is gonna make him remember, or the girl that's gonna have the operation because she reminded him of Kaio. One of the two. It was kind of mainly the baby in a sense. Also, that paparazzi guy that was trying to frame Satoru as the predator, I was like, please.
As a predator,
please
that's unnecessary drama.
Yeah. Please no. Especially because he was a kid. Like, you don't know that he's 29 in his head. That's what we as viewers know because we have omniscient look at that situation, But like, no.
Yeah.
No. I'm glad that it was just small tidbit in the story. My chat is going insane. They do that constantly when they meet each other. He's like, hello. But now nothing is falling on my head, so shame on you.
Now they're just spreading emotes.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I'm sorry that I basically talked only, but I literally finished the series 30 minutes before we started. I was so excited to talk about it.
Your time management could use a bit of work.
Yes, I literally like a puppy dog. No, sorry. And Femi was like, your time management is trash. I was like, okay.
That's a different way of saying it, but same, yeah.
I was like, no, yeah, I actually have to fix that. I always think that I have more time than I actually have. But yeah. So, you finished the first season of Darker Than Black, right?
I did, yes.
Yay!
I started at, I think it was like episode
12
14, 13?
Yeah, I think you watched either 12 or 13 when we last did
Yeah.
the Coach Talks, yeah.
It really picked up on that second half.
I told you, I was like, oh no, it's right before shit hits the fan. My god.
The shit really hit the fan. They killed off a spy.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't kill them off. They just blew them up.
Yeah. The fact
And then blew up the other guy as well. And it's like, wow, explosions.
everywhere, basic.
Yep.
Trying to create basically war between different agencies, like, oh my god.
Yeah, it went crazy that second half.
Yeah.
And then it just kept piling on.
Yeah.
It just, yeah.
Feel free to talk if you want each episode or one after another, or if you want like some major things, and then I can't.
I think just the major thing that stuck out was just like near the end when they were talking about the ethics of killing contractors.
Yeah.
That was the interesting part, because it's like, I understand you're trying to save people, but you're also killing people.
Yeah, and they're
And
people,
it just
even though they different. Way
yeah,
of being.
it kind of like reminds me of like, Detroit Becoming Human.
Yep.
Kind of that premise is like these human people, well, human-like people that kind of gain emotion over time and gain knowledge.
Hello. I'm saying
And then
hello.
they just kind of keep evolving, and it's like, well, they're not human, but they have a soul. They are alive.
Even though they, as Ines' primary example of
Yeah.
and In became more and more human continuously.
The evolution of these characters were
yeah,
great.
it actually was proven by them, like themselves in talking, that they developed. Amber and Hayes' sister Pi were the first that were contractors and at the same time had human emotion. That's why they made that whole fucking thing. Well, I didn't remember that before I rewatched it. I was like, what the fuck? I don't remember that. That was a big chunk of information, you know? How I didn't remember that. What do you think about Pi's price? If you had noticed what her price is to begin with, because it's kind of hard to gauge. I didn't realize the first time when I watched it. It took me second watch to realize what her
Whose price?
Amber.
Amber's?
Yep.
Oh, Amber's was actually like hidden, but then you could tell easily by the characters from the flashbacks.
Yep.
Like her ability to like turn back time would decrease her age, right?
Yeah, she was becoming physically younger.
Younger.
You just
and
evaporated at the end.
Yeah, that. It's like, okay, so these up till then was the prices were like, oh, you had to like flip corners of a book. Now it's actually physically affecting you, and that's like, wow, huh?
We had another.
Like there was 3 aspects of these. Like there was the cult lady.
Yep.
That every time she used her shapeshifting thing,
yep,
she'd grow older.
Yep.
And then there was the other girl that was part of the same episode who every time she blew up the internal organs of people, after a couple minutes she'd start. Her price was to gain the humanity and know what she did.
Yeah, that
I was like,
horrible.
It's fucking mental.
Yeah, that's so bad. I think her, along with the other person, the girl that stopped having contractor abilities, you know, her price was basically drinking tutor's blood, which is she's so fun.
Like, god damn, it got darker. I didn't think it could get darker, but it got darker.
Darker than flags in the quotations. Yeah, Amber's price was
It was a unique one.
yeah, it was exactly until she got way younger and basically looked like a child. From her actual memories with Hay when she was like her mid-20s to when we meet her in the current story, it's not so easy to tell what her price is, because it's like from 20 to 60.
You don't. It's very niche, and you don't notice it at the first glance. But then when you start thinking about it, it's like, didn't she used to be bigger?
Yeah, yeah. Also, her face looks more, you know, stern and everything.
Yeah.
Not childhood face to you, baby face, whatnot. Oh, what do you think about the whole? You know, it's in the same episode. The whole arc. You know, we learn about each of the members of our squad. We learned about Yin. We learned about Mao, the cat guy, because his, and the person that basically controlled them when they were
No, his story is very deep. Like he used to be a detective and he was investigating the cult, and apparently his partner so basically the story was he was blaming his I think they were girlfriend and boyfriend at the time, but like the girlfriend, the one that kind of blew up people's internal organs, was using the guy for information because he was a detective investigating a cult.
Yeah, and
but the partner of the guy was a traitor.
Yeah, the partner.
But he didn't know.
Yeah.
And then the traitor got his internal organs blew up in front of his wife, which was devastatingly dark.
Yeah, and she didn't
very
recover
much so.
At all. She didn't recover at all. She basically, I think because when apparently at that time the deleting of memories wasn't that good, because most people in the current story, when they have memories deleted, they are just go around and don't feel lost or like something happened. But she
Not like a full memory deletion. It's just like you're deleting only certain times of what happened.
Yeah, and then her case was so bad because she knew that she had a husband, but didn't remember anything about him.
Yeah.
And also could meet his best friend, which was even worse in my opinion, because it's like another person knew that person. No, so he's real, but I don't remember anything.
And then they add the quotes like you die a second time when you're forgotten.
Yeah. Ooh.
I'm like, ugh, that hurts.
Yeah, even if he was
mentally,
traitor,
that is, ugh.
Yeah, even if he was traitor, like.
Yeah, but like.
Yeah.
Even if he was a traitor, there could have been much more humane ways of dealing with it other than, I'm gonna blow up your organs. I'm just like.
Yeah, her power is very disturbing power. But at the same time.
And her price isn't that good either.
Yeah, I was about to say that, like.
Her price is not fun.
It was so painful, even if she did what she did, it still felt so bad to look at her, remember everything.
Yeah.
It was the same as the girl that with the terrible price with the children, when she went near the gate and remembered everything she did. But that's one time thing that she died after. Not that was good, but it was one time thing. Not every time you use your power, you're like, oh yeah, I'm human. Oh yeah, I'm also a monster. Whoa.
Yeah, so basically her power was to blow up people's internal organs, and her price to pay to use those powers were she gains her sense of humanity again and the guilt that she killed multiple people by blowing up their internal organs. I'm just like, this person is under torture.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it was
not in a good way.
Bad. And especially him seeing her in that state, and it was it was he absolutely was like, yeah, kill us, just kill us. And he was like, I'm not gonna do that, man. he was so flabbergasted that he was ready to basically desert his people and the actual syndicate just for them. But at that time he himself was remembering that he's human, which is another part of the story that is like, yay, he's an actual human.
Yeah, he's an actual human that's been just using his sister's abilities.
Yeah.
He's not actually a contractor.
Which is even more fucked up, everything he did.
Yeah, because he's been hired as a child into a syndicate to murder people.
Yeah.
What?
Because his sister then
powers, so they thought he had powers, and I was like, what? No, that's not how this works.
Yeah, basically what happened, or at least for my understanding, is that before anything supernatural happening, there was conflict at that place, and Pai and him were just there as child soldiers / teen soldiers, because they were mid-teens at that time, I think. And then the whole thing with the Heaven's Gate happened. Like the Heaven's Gate just appeared there when the first contractors were born, and it turns out that Pai and Amber were one of the strongest. And with that, and obviously we saw the flashbacks where he was contemplating killing Pai because she's no longer human, which was like, oh my god, imagine that. And I was just sitting there, and that became kind of almost catatonic because I was sitting just hugging her because her price was to sleep, which is also what?
That one was cute. That's a cute price.
Yeah, but imagine just shutting down mid-battlefield, like,
Yeah.
Somebody has to guard you and keep you safe, and God knows if it depends how much you used your power, how long you're gonna sleep. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Because for other things it depended. November 11, the more he used his power, the more cigarettes he had to smoke.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I love that character so much. I felt so bad for him dying. Because
he knew what he had to do, but
yeah,
respect to the guy.
yeah, and also the fact that he, without something I found really fascinating, I really loved it, especially when it was later explained by Amber that it actually happened. It's not just we thinking that they gain emotions. It's proven that it's evolutionary thing, that people evolved from people to contractors, and then the contractors evolved to have emotions along with the dolls to have personality. And it was shown even for him because first of all he decided to be on the side of the policewoman just on his own volition, and he was pretty proud to be contractor to begin with, so it happened without him realizing that I suddenly have emotions and I choose side. That is not the logical choice. And also after that the smoke kid that was his doll, the smoke kid that was using glass to send off his spirits. The police woman told November 11 that the kid called him his partner, and he started to see him as human after that and to care for him and called him partner himself. And I was like, it's literally literally Ian and Hay, but in another form, like father figure. I was like, oh no. It was that part made me really happy that it's not only our special case of the main character changing and people around him,
but all the characters. Yeah,
I mean, even the guy with I'm so bad with names, the guy with the blow-up girlfriend.
Yeah,
I forgot his name. Even when the whole situation with him happened, he couldn't shoot her because he saw that she's crying, which is human trait. And that was and basically put his head in the back because if something happens and she betrays them, he's gonna be the responsible, since they're seen as operation figures. Then people didn't know that those can actually have their own intentions, and it worked for every doll, because with that mafia guy with the other doll that he saved, I wanted to their arc is everybody basically died for these two or put themselves in danger, at least, including his boss, who was like, oh yeah, I didn't expect the boss to support them and basically be punished 2 seconds later on the street.
Yeah, that was harsh.
But it was very important for Hei, I think, because
at
that point
it built them closer.
Yeah, at that point, he still didn't realize. I think that he didn't realize that he's already seeing Ian as separate human. Especially because he himself couldn't accept the fact that he's actually human. It's like, oh yeah, I have to forget that I have emotions, because if I don't, with all that was happening, he probably would have ended up in ward or something.
Yeah.
What do you think about the whole almost war thing at the end, with all the police going after the contractors, they being just there as a wall to protect everybody? The whole thing that the whole police station actually was the infamous syndicate. It was so funny to me.
Yeah.
I was like, you worked for him the whole time practically. She worked with BK the whole time. She worked with Hayes the whole time without knowing that they both just went after each other. I was like, okay.
Oh, that was a good twist, but like the more interesting fact was that the fact that the police didn't know what they were fighting for. They were just told like, "Oh, we're just protecting this place."
Yeah.
Like they didn't question anything. Like again, like it's mirroring the contractors. It's like, "Oh, we were just contracted to kill these people. We don't care why."
Yeah.
But then again, you start learning like they start questioning everything later on in the series. And then they learn like, "Oh, this isn't really a good thing to do. They were just people."
Yeah. And the more people connect with them, even side characters like the detective guy, he basically talked with both contractors and with Doe and saw them as humans. People would say it's because
Yeah.
he's dumb, but at the same time, they're just the same. The situation is the same basically. The weird guy that made the whole thing even possible, like the idea of killing so many contractors by destroying the stars basically, was so funny because he didn't care. He was just like, I'm making my experiments here. How many of you are normal?
Yeah.
Entering that room with Amber and the rest and was, how many of you are normal? I was, none? Okay, let me see. It was so funny. He was so accustomed to be around contractors.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't expect the guy from the earlier episodes with the weird ears.
Oh yeah, G something that name.
Yeah, I don't.
The guy with the blood power.
Yeah, I wonder what was his. I mean, his price is probably the fact that he has to cut his arms
Himself up to use his power. So yeah.
Yeah, probably. Which is kinda OP if you think about it, because it's while you're using your power. It's not consequence after. In case of Pi, where you just shut down and you're basically target. At that point. But the fact that he was.
I was just surprised he was alive.
Yeah, his face
It's like,
was just.
did he not die?
I mean, apparently he just burned him because electricity actually burns you, so he probably just burned his face. And he survived.
Yeah.
And the fact that he knew that he's gonna die, and then used his own blood to open the fucking tunnel. I was like, okay, so you just fought there because you like to fight. I knew that you're gonna be the one opening it by your own blood, so it was like, okay.
Was very unnecessary of a fight.
Yeah.
He could have survived and joined them on the hero squad, but no, he just wanted to be violent.
Yeah.
He chose chaos.
I mean, he was kinda messed up to begin with because he used the girl from her 19 years to basically rile her up against her father, to then take down the whole organization. Like, he wasn't very sane to begin with. What do you think about the small boy that touched stuff and they exploded after?
Some of those contractors in the little war they were having they had some pretty fucking OP powers. Like one of them had a void. They just threw a ball and just poof, gone. Yeah. There's a full sphere.
Yeah, that was
disappeared into the void. Nowhere to be found. I was like, what the
The combo for that guy and the
imagine being a police, getting a basketball thrown at you, and it's like, huh, it's just a basketball, and then you're dead.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Moving on.
There was another one who was basically leaving S.H.I.E.L.D., and I think it was exactly what you're talking about. The S.H.I.E.L.D. guy was in front, and the guy with the ball that basically became void was behind him, just throwing balls so that they throw voids at them.
Yeah, that's just insane. We don't know what their prices were, but then they just kind of just died, so we never got to learn their prices. So
Yeah,
it's like,
I
okay.
think to some people may say that it's bad to see random people with so OP powers, but also at the same time it comes to how people use the powers, because the guy in the Pandora, the blonde guy with the sister, had exactly the same power Hate has.
Yeah.
And he first wasn't person who is fighting type, like he was just a researcher at heart, actually. So he didn't use it that way. So it makes sense that there can be people with OP powers that just don't use them, you know, because especially the way how they evolved.
Yeah.
To the point of some of them having directly still human emotions. Because I think he was one of the examples of directly having human emotion, because he was caring about his sister still immediately.
Yeah.
Like his dream was to go to the moon and the stars.
Space with her sister. Yeah.
And it didn't change. And if we go by what they were at the beginning, so to speak, it should take like a while. But even he was example that oh no, some just basically stay the same. But yeah, the small kid with the different eyes, when he met Hay with that like necklace thing, I was like, that probably something that Amber gave him, because he told him something very easy, like the advice that he gave him sounded like a friend told me that advice. I was like, oh no, that kid knows Amber, but he was basically in love with Amber, which was very funny.
Yeah.
His price was very weird. He had to drink hot stuff, like no matter what, just hot liquid, and he chose that to.
I think it was just hot milk. Like specifically hot milk.
Oh, I mean, he's a kid. It makes sense the price to be kind of correspondent to the fact that he's actually a kid.
Yeah. Kid's gonna grow up with strong bones if he grew up.
If he grew up. How he died, I actually don't remember.
It was the what was it? the your favorite character? That's the spy guy.
Ah. Oh yeah, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
The spy guy.
Spy guy stabbed the little child.
Yeah, I really like the fact that he literally went against MI6, like MI6 by himself, because Amber told him that he's gonna get out of that like building and die, and of course Amber knows the future because that's one part of her power.
Yeah, she lived it already, so I was like,
yeah.
Okay.
It was something that actually was very funny. Not very funny, but I didn't expect to happen. Is to lose, in quotation marks, Mao. I say in quotation marks because Mao kind of have Boji. And at that point of the story, we don't know where he is, if he's alive. But also, I didn't expect the other guy to basically use himself as a bomb. Like when he, the guy with the girl that explodes people.
Yeah. The controller guy.
When they decided basically to desert the syndicate, and he at that point he couldn't not see the rest of the squad as people. It was too late to not see them as people. They were, at least he was literally ready to die for him to have normal life with the woman before she decided to jump in front of that boss or whatever that was. But if she didn't jump, they would have went after them. So they planned to kill her anyways, but I think that if she didn't jump out by herself, they would have
hunted all of them down.
Because they were following them.
Yeah.
whole thing with Hey basically, often in series with the characters that have traits of both sides of the story, if, for example, the story is vampires versus humans, they're half vampire or something, and it's always like choose a side, and it was such a cool parallel in my opinion, where the policewoman had to do the same fucking choice like Hey, just in different context, because and both chose the middle side. Both chose the middle side. He basically chose to stay as human who also has contractor abilities. But he has, in a sense, his price was basically his sister dying, which is kind of fucked.
That was just cruel.
Yeah, but it was her making it. Before I didn't realize that it's actually her making it. When Amber was explaining what actually happened, essentially she swapped her life for the fact that he's gonna be able to protect himself when in that situation with the whole contractors thing and whatnot. But at the same time, also he couldn't fully become human in terms of his emotions. Like he's kind of
he's still missing some aspect of it, but he's more human than some humans.
Yeah, in that situation, the police guy, that's the main part of the syndicate. He was so messed up in his head. When you have an idea, but you had radicalized that idea to no end, and it was like, dude, like, I don't know how many stars were there, but that's like half the planet, because most people on the planet, like at least half are probably contractors or those, and the stars are for every single
contract wielder.
Including the those, because they technically are kind of a subgroup of
contract.
Yeah.
And the amount of stars that fell that night was both. It looked beautiful, but it was very sad.
It was. They literally intended to make a genocide.
Yeah.
And then you realize why Amber wanted to stop it. But at the same time, if she stopped it, the people in the same town, all people, contractors or not, would have ended up dead. So it's like, of course, technically the smaller evil is one city instead of half planet of people. But at the same time, that was in a way, I don't know how to put it, like hate test, because if you use your humanity, you're gonna want to save the people in that city. By the way, what do you think about the whole mob? It was almost half episode, if I remember correctly, with Hey and the policewoman just oh my god, I got a bot.
Just hanging out.
I got a bot. I am sorry. Yeah, I got a bot.
What is that bot even saying? They're like speaking 3 different languages.
I saw Russian, and that was it. I didn't even. I am in some period with bots, as I told you before. My Discord was bombarded.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but it happens.
When I got my first bot, which was my second month of streaming, I think some of my people at that time were like, "You're becoming famous finally." But the whole scene with not scene, but it's like half episode of Hey with the policewoman having the chat, both knowing that who is who, because she knew that he's the Grim Reaper.
The Grim Reaper, yeah.
She just realized that he's actually also human, so they had that friendly chat.
Yeah, they had their own little date happening.
many people ship them, but the actual ship is, as we know, In and Hei.
Yeah.
Like, no, they were Hei and the policewoman like were made us kinda gray. Well, she starts like very strong white, like the knight type of character. I'm going to destroy all evil, and that's why her best friend, the woman that became really messed up in the head thanks to the Chinese guy, they were so incompatible because she was basically daughter of a mafia. But at the end of the story, they both kinda end up being great characters because Hei has good characteristics. Not to mention that they are born in the battlefield basically, somewhere in Africa at some point. They just sit there. We don't even know if which is Hei's actual name. We hear the actual name of Pai, but I don't remember it.
It was Xing.
Yeah.
Xing.
Yeah, see, you say it the right way. Then I am not sure if his actual day-to-day life Chinese name that he used was actually his name. Probably not, because it can't be tracked to who he actually is.
Yeah.
So I doubt. But Hei is actually not his name too.
Yeah, it was code name.
Yeah, but everybody started to use, and I think he just saw himself as Hei at the end of the story to begin with, because the scene where he basically was in that bright space with everybody showing, it was kind of sad, because he may or may not have killed some of them, but they had kind of connection at the same time, like even with people that he barely knew. You could see the woman, the singer that was with the guy writing poetry that could capture the. They were also at the side that, and I felt really bad for both of them, because the guy wasn't fighting type. He was just there. His power also was very pretty, like not only visually, but I don't know, the concept of being able to communicate with them.
Yeah.
And I found that pretty. And he didn't seem like bad guy in general. I don't know, maybe because he didn't have active power that is for fighting, but he just seemed very, oh yeah, I'm sad, and my prize is to write poetry, but I'm really shitty at it. And
They came out pretty well though, the poet.
Yeah, the woman's story was so sad.
Yeah.
And the fact that her prize, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, the price was so, like, her price was anything she ate, but she felt so bad about her kid that she did that specifically with cigarettes, which was, oh no. And they managed to make you feel sad for them for 2 episodes, because you see a bit of them before the conclusive episode of In Arc, and then at the end of In Arc, and you're like, oh, and the whole poem thing, that is exactly in explained in poetry, like sad. Yeah. Also, I didn't know that. Not that I didn't know, but I didn't expect that doll, the second doll from the gangster boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That doll quickly developed feelings.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's even romantic feelings. I think it's more like that human sees me as a living being.
Yeah.
Not to, and In asked her, is that your human, in a sense? Which was like, yeah, you chose, hey, we know that.
Yeah, she literally went up, are you sure you want him? I was like, that's a silent diss? Okay.
but he was very nice guy. Like he was basically ready to die for her, and
Yeah.
he was very very nice guy, and it was also kind of good to see the other people, like the people that lived in that house. The house thinking everybody had story and was basically immigrant from somewhere. I was, and when that thing with them showed up, and after that we realized that we're near apocalypse. Basically, I was like, yeah, that's good time to immigrate. Yeah.
Yep.
We joined Japan in really fucked up time.
Yep.
They
He
basically
left at a good time.
It was so. Something that I find that is very good in this series is that for some reason, short period of time, kinda has, in a sense, the same results. What I'm trying to say is like, in some stories, you don't feel connected or bad for characters if you don't know them from like several episodes. But here it's not like that. Like I felt that I know the gist of the people in that building, and they felt more human even after like one episode with them just moving around changing the door because of course.
Yeah.
And everybody was, isn't Lee, because his name there is human is Lee, wasn't he kind of cold? And like,
Yeah.
the guys just give him food, that's enough. It was very funny also because the old lady was constantly pissed at the cat sitting there, which was Mao, and was like, who is giving food to the cat? And it was actually Hey who was giving food to Mao. He was, I don't know, beats me. No idea.
Yeah.
The whole situation with them entering the gate, essentially, it felt very unsettling the whole time. Because first of all, Ian was just walking there, at some point just stopped working. She just stopped working at some point. And people were watching everything on that screen and stuff, and were ready just to commit genocide. Oh god. I actually don't remember how exactly the 25. You watched only season 1, right? Without the OVAs.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Only season 1 without the movies.
Yeah. I don't remember how exactly the last episode of season 1 ends. Like after he escapes that place and saves the policewoman.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
It just ends up with the very last scene is the policewoman just kind of going to Lee's old apartment, and then she tries chasing down Lee, but he kind of hides under a bridge and picks up a cat that looks similar to Mao, but it is not Mao because assuming Mao's spirit has moved on. R.I.P. Mao.
Yeah.
But I think it's just more of a setup for like season 2.
It's set up for one of the movies. One of the OVAs is kind of a joke. It's one of the police, not the policewoman, but the other girl that is police with short hair. She's like a novel writer at the side and makes kind of fluff version of the story of Kay. Like he's the savior with the mask, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you can watch it. It's not bad. It's just more on the jokey side. And the other thing is actually the movie that moves then to the second season.
I see.
Yeah. Oh, somebody actually used this instead of me. The exclamation point collab. The shows are darkened and black and erased, by the way, they asked, but I didn't want to stop you from talking. I do that enough.
No worries.
I can't wait for. By the way, the movie is what made the whole in-hay ship sail.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. I mean, people knew that the ship is a thing.
It was building.
Yeah.
It's still building.
Yeah, many people, as you said, the date with the. Finally remembered the policewoman name, Kirihara.
Yeah.
But people, were going for them because the opposite sides. But at the same time, is the idea of doll that develops. The dolls are so interesting because they're humans that basically end up without identity. It's not even humans without emotions because that is actually IRL.
Dolls develop their own emotions. Like, they develop at a slower pace than contractors, but like
Yeah, and
they're more like support kind of characters that kind of just observe and locate stuff.
Yeah, and they also, it's not only emotions, but like they, firstly, like their old persona is deleted when the contractors have their identities, just the way they feel and by consequence act for stuff. Like the girl that became Moratorium.
Yeah.
Because like if her father, we're talking about one of the earliest episode. There was one girl. Yeah, I'm gonna send you a new Discord link. Sorry, just for a second to send.
No worries. Take your time.
I forgot that we're in Discord, so I actually can send link pretty fast if my PC decides not to lag. Okay, my people. I forget that you have to renew the link.
You can set it to so it doesn't expire.
Really? Fuck that!
Yep.
I was 2-year-old when I realized I did that every fucking time for no reason. Fuck.
Yeah, it should be under server settings. Is it server settings? And then under something? I don't somewhere there.
Yeah, I'm gonna check. Thank you for telling me. Jesus, I'm idiot.
Oh no, it's yeah.
I didn't even occur to me because it seems like a prevention thing for spots and stuff, So I didn't even think that it can. But speaking about the Moratorium girl, like she was human. Then the stars fell, the gate showed. She became contractor, and if her father didn't suppress her power, she was just gonna develop at some point prize, because as kid she didn't. Like, I think that the moment he saw her, he acted so emotionless when burning the flowers, and was like, yeah, we're doing that, which was his research to begin with, a way to revert them in a sense. But then the research was only based for her, and in a sense, moratoriums are kind of the middle ground. Like, moratoriums are what contractors evolved into, but the natural path of development led to them being stable and not just burning people at random.
Moratoriums are basically just unstable contractors.
Yeah, unstable evolution of the thing that was gonna happen anyways and was kind of happening. Well, I think, okay, since we kind of covered the things, but I'm thinking something interesting we can do is, which is the saddest moment of the whole season for you, and several moments that were the most, what the fuck just happened. The moratorium situation made me think about that because her birth...
Yeah, that one was sad.
It was everything bad. The fact that she burned her best friend and her father, like the father of her best friend.
Yeah, and she didn't even want to. Yeah. She just didn't have control over her contract abilities, but I
think that's the worst, because she was still human, like had human emotions at that point. Because after the whole ordeal, she fully became contractor, no emotions, no anything.
Yeah.
Actually, you see her in the last few episodes. Did you notice her?
Yeah, she was the one that kind
Yeah.
of killed that guy with the air blast power. I don't know what kind. The guy that had to eat eggs.
Yeah, his price was
Which
like.
was a very funny kind of price to pay, but like.
I mean, technically, if we try to look at not as a joke, but seriously, you can't get poisoned if you eat too many eggs, which was kind of, slowly poisoning myself, but with eggs. And okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I first saw it, was like, no fucking way. Continuity for the win, I guess.
Yeah.
Because she became part of the syndicate, and obviously that thing was built by the syndicate. Because the police was actually the syndicate.
And that just like kind of further proves that contractors in the earlier stages lack emotion and humanity, but like as they develop, they start growing again.
Yeah, it's like
a reset.
Yeah, it's like a black canvas with abilities, and then suddenly they start to feel emotions again. And so that's one very sad moment. In any other situation that struck you as very sad, because technically, excluding the funny moments with the investigator guy, the whole series is called Darker Than Black for a reason. It's literally darker than black. Because it doesn't shy away from
going deep.
Yeah. But
another kind of sad moment, I think, was like, you know that episode when they're all looking for like the stars, like the real stars?
Oh, that's the episode with the
like it's very beautiful, but it has a very sad meaning behind it. Like they're just like looking in hope that they're the real stars and the real sky reveals again.
Yeah.
But it just never shows up.
And also at the same time, the price for it to possibly shows up is the death of like
the death of all the other contractors.
Literally half planet of people. I think one thing that really felt really sad for me was the guy from our group, the old guy, watching the woman experience her price. Because it wasn't only him seeing her then after that die, but the fact that he had to see her price, and her price is so excruciating, because it's like
so hard to watch.
Yeah, she was like, it was on one side was good because she remembered that she loved him, which was something that she felt to begin with, and then even after she calmed down when her when her price ended, and she quote unquote became contractor again, she
still chose to sacrifice herself, and
sounded human still. Like she was kind to him and wasn't like deadpan, which is basically her version of the evolution. Yeah, but her price was terrible. The other woman kinda in a sense made her price on purpose. Like the last transformation she made was her decision, just there lying in the bed. She was like, oh, my life has to end. So she became younger for a bit and then died.
She chose to reverse time at a very precise moment in time so that they could save multiple lives.
Yeah. And not to speak that she started the whole cult and then actually got attached to the people in it, and again, evolution of the contractors. The most scary, I wouldn't say, but the most top 3, let's say, fucked up moments, as I said, the first one is the girl unintentionally burning her friend and the father. Many stuff are another sad thing, at least for me, and that's because I really like the character, is November 11. just walking with his cigarette like wet, and he's falling down, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm dying, I don't need to pay the price. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like he's had to do it so many times it becomes habit, and he's like he doesn't need to do it anymore.
Yeah.
He's like, damn.
Yeah, it was, and also the boy genuinely looked sad when they went with the woman that her price is drinking to
Yeah.
Yeah, to look. They basically made a memorial of that place. And Kirihara actually went there too, and that's why they started to think that she's kind of corrupted in a sense. But she
Yeah, that she thinks that she cares about all of them.
Yeah, which she did. I think.
She does.
Unintentionally, she became kind of the fourth person in the group of November 11, because the boys started helping her. All of them listened like to her for real. At the beginning they didn't, they used her and the others as bait. But then he started listening to her because I was like, oh yeah, we kind of vibe on the same side, if we even have sides. That was so like different people with just different desires, so to speak, that you couldn't even see concrete side. It was literal.
Everything was blurred.
It was literal war. I imagined random people that are actually people, especially people who don't have any connection to Pandora or anything, like just regular people. And suddenly, on the walls of Tokyo, we have basically a civil war.
Yeah.
The Kirihara people going with that car with the guy showing, and you have all the military gear in the car, and he's like, we're in the war, guys. They're just ravaging through the whole thing. Oh, I don't know which other scene was also fucking.
I think it wasn't really that like messed up, but it was kind of you start thinking it's serious, but like it's the Stargazer when she starts laughing maniacally.
Oh yeah. Oh,
that laugh was just on a different level.
They're also, I think that they keep them at their age, like by science.
Yeah.
So the last time she did, I actually found it very well done. The first time when she started speaking, because it wasn't 1 or 2 episodes before the end, it was like 5 episodes of her just saying, the end is here, the end is here.
The end is coming, the end is coming.
And it's basically
fall stars. I was like, god damn.
And it's basically narrating to Hei and the others that are quote unquote chosen, because I see in the sense that there are several people that are in quotation marks chosen. Kirihara's human side fully is one of them.
Yeah.
With her decision what side to pick. She was like, no, I am not picking. Nope. But also the consequences, you reminded me what actually happened at the end, so thank you. But the consequences of that whole situation. First, do you actually realize what actually happened at the end? Like why the thing didn't work?
They sent back in time.
Yeah, but also Hei had to stop the thing. Basically, when he remember that his human Pi gave him his powers, like fully accepted the fact that he's part human, part contractor. His powers kind of powered up a bit. Like he's not OP, powered up.
Yeah, it's just enough to disrupt the radiation or whatever science gimmick they had going on.
Yeah, not to mention that In was there, and In is kind of exception of the rules for Doll, because he's one of the more humane contractors, and she's one of the more humane dolls.
Yeah.
At the same time, okay. I was like, but also after the whole thing ended, random people, everyday people learned finally that contractors exist, because even though we were seeing them constantly fighting and whatnot, the whole premise was that the MI system that they had for memory erasure was used mass on people that
All the contractors, so that panic and chaos did not further ensue.
Yeah,
But now they know.
Essentially, if they kept it kind of low key. People suspected there were rumors of contractors, but it wasn't widespread knowledge that contractors actually exist. And after that fiasco, there were no way to be hidden. Not to mention that they kept it hidden kinda to be able to exterminate them. Because the whole decision to be hidden was by the police, and the police was actually the syndicate. It was very weird because the syndicate worked with contractors to kill them. Like, that was their goal. They were used to create the thing that was about to exterminate them. But if there was a villain in that story, that at least at first season was the guy, the head of the police, because he had so much logic. Yay! Let's kill half planet of people just because, in my head, they are not perfect people.
They're not human. Yeah.
The way that he basically slammed his head to the ground, he was like from kilometers with one head, just dying. I was like, brain damage.
Body slam. God damn.
Brain damage.
Full speed ahead.
Yeah. But people found out finally. Like, it was public notion that contractors are real thing, and that's why we have kind of repetition of the first episode with the French guy that was
just robbing.
Yeah. Because in the first episode we saw the French guy, Jean. He was trying to steal the thing that the doll woman had information of, the ginger hair woman, and they basically copied it as the final episode. But now people
Full loop.
Yeah, but now people knew, and they also showed the detective guy and the rest being kind of everything is the same but something is different. For example, the fact that now we have giant in the wall we have like giant hole.
A giant hole, yeah.
It's like
which was actually clever foreshadowing, because like throughout the series you see the wall and there's just this small crack in it this whole time. It's like, so they're just doing construction, but no, it's just foreshadowing that it's just gonna blow the fuck up.
It's literally, I didn't think about that, but you're right. It's very well it's foreshadowing. Foreshadowing, and also the story, the first cracks of contractors having emotions and being not being just murder machines, and the whole something cool that they could have done is for some reason to make so the crack is becoming bigger, because it actually became bigger to the basic blow up. But and it's very important actually for season 2 and for actually the movie, like something that the fact that it's public notion, because it's not big spoiler, because you basically learn it the second you start to watch the movie. But the contractors become basically in a sense it becomes like racism, like speciesism, like from them being the stronger, and people don't know about them, but then now like kind of course they're still strong and everything, but the public notion makes it like you're the broken one. Essentially many people start to act towards them the same way that the police guy is, so that's important. Like or why
It's
people...
exactly like the premise of Detroit becoming human.
Yeah, but then again, Detroit Become Human is like their mate, which is even more fucked up because you're going
Yeah.
after the thing that you made. Like the contractors are kind of unexplained scientific phenomenon of evolution in a sense.
Yeah.
At least the Detroit Become Human is like, nope, we made you, and now when you finally want to be treated as normal human, we're gonna hate you.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think in general about the series? Because you were kind of not sure if you're gonna like it before.
I liked it. It picked up a lot, very much in the second half.
Yeah, I think the reason people kind of it's widespread actually for the first at least 10 episodes. Some people basically have to grind to see them because they don't like it and because they know that it gets better. I wasn't that case. I actually liked them to begin with. It just became better. But because we have 12 episodes with questions, 13 episodes with questions around, and the rest episodes were like 13 episodes are with answers. And I think that's why people like it. And it's also old, like it's from the golden era, so to speak.
The golden era.
I mean, generally most of the well-known series are to 2010 to 2015, 16.
Yeah.
But yeah, people don't. The thing with second season is a bit like how people react to, like if you, many people dislike it, like second season, because they don't like the way Hay changes as person. But Derek's explanation, I'm gonna say only that. Oh, I mentioned it to you that he's gonna become alcoholic for a bit. That's part of the situation. But it's very funny because that guy that was eating like no tomorrow suddenly stops eating and lives only on alcohol. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I hope that you someday when you have time will decide to check the movies on the movie. Actually, it's one movie, and
if I have time, that's the big part.
Yeah, the time. I'm actually very happy that we managed to do this because I know that it's different to just like collab for voice acting, which I hope we can do someday. Then have to watch anime and then because you need the time for the anime. But I'm very very happy that you suggest me a race. I didn't expect like Vtuber. I was forced to watch the last 4 episodes with my fear. I was like, I love it. This is so cool. I like Saturn a lot. I don't want to not like it. No. And I end up loving it. So now I have the habit of checking recommended series after that, and I'm like, oh god, I suspect my list of 350 to become bigger. That even if
Woo, anime.
When you like so many stuff and not only anime, I'm like, I need to copy myself and just let myself in like some room, lock and throw the key, and that to be my copy work. Watch anime and play games to finish everything I want. But yeah, again, thank you very much for joining.
Thank you for inviting me.
I'm glad that you liked it. I was like, oh, what if you don't like it? Obviously, people have different tastes. And I know that some people end up not liking it to begin with. But I'm like, I don't want to give to somebody anime that they end up not liking. Not because I have anything against you saying that you don't like it, but because like you used so much of your time. It's not even 12 episodes, it's 25. But it's
alright.
But it's good that you end up actually liking it more than you liked the first part of the show.
The first half.
Yeah.
First half was a bit slow.
Yeah.
Second half, woohoo.
Yeah,
Goddamn.
yeah. There is, speaking of slow and fast, there was, I read recently, have you heard of anime called Doro Hero?
I don't think so.
It's very messed up, dark series, similar to Chainsaw Man, and people were saying that Chainsaw Man is the Gen Z version of the story of Dorohero for Gen Z because we apparently Gen Z have shorter attention span, and I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
they reminded me of
Yeah.
this, and I was like, that means that I have to watch Dorohero too. I mean, Chainsaw Man is the guy with chainsaw for a head. Dorohero is literally a guy who is a lizard.
Oh.
Yeah. And the premise is dark, messed up humor, and sexual jokes, and messed up world with a lot of blood. So I see why they would make the you know, why it's just like the other. But yeah, I think that I'm gonna speak a bit with my chat, but I will have to change to another
Alright.
thing, so you don't have to listen to me speak. And,
Then I shall get my ass out of here.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
for inviting.
Yeah.
Thank you for the good old podcast.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Hope we see each
Alright,
other.
good luck with the rest of your stream.
Thank you. Hope we see each other for actual collab with the game, something that I want to do in
Yep.
the future. Yeah.
Yep. Alright.
Bye.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
We disappeared, chat. I am just gonna show myself in a second. I have to enter in another room, so you don't. Just a second. I'm sorry, I have to just enter another chat so you can see me. Hello. Yay. I think that I actually can move myself a bit and make myself a bit bigger now that hello. Why it's happening? I want just to make myself bigger. Okay. Hello. I'm here. Yay! I don't like to take the attention, so to speak, from the other person, although I know that I speak often over the person that I'm talking to. It's just a bad habit of mine. I don't do it on purpose, especially when I'm excited. I talk a lot. But that's why I keep my model a bit smaller than the person I'm talking to. Celestial? Yeah, Celestial. I'm very sorry that I didn't respond the whole time. When I am in collab, I prefer to put my attention on the person in the collab, since they decided to took from their time to help me create this, which is generous from them. People don't have time, people work and whatnot, so I prefer to pay attention to them. And I saw now that I was changing my the chat where I am, so you can see me. I saw that you joined Discord. Thank you. Not many people join even when they know that we have Discord. Tomorrow we have another collab. The collab is gonna be with Night Shift Phoenix. Night Shift Phoenix is another friend of mine. We're kind of group of people that voice act and just do collabs. We've unintentionally formed recently after my Nekopara collab, which wasn't that recent actually, around 1 month already, maybe more. Yeah, probably more actually. Tomorrow we are not having midnight coffee talks. Tomorrow we are playing a game. It's a small indie game called Just Kiss Him Already. It's we started it with Phoenix last time, but since we're reading it out loud, the game that's supposed to be 1 hour actually ended up being like 2 hours and a half, only to go to the middle of the game so we're gonna finish it tomorrow. And the day after that we're having our... The day after that I think I actually let myself to have free. Yeah, I have free day. Then Thursday we have Our Life, which is the visual novel that I'm finishing currently. And the day after, Friday, I still haven't decided what we're gonna do. It's in my schedule as to be determined. I was thinking of finishing Mad Father, but I don't know if I'm in a mood for finishing that game. So we may end up doing something else. We may end up doing just chatting, because I liked the last time when we did just chatting. We're gonna see. But yeah, as per usual, we're gonna raid somebody. I like raiding people. I just want to see who is up for the raid. If you want to join the raid, you can do the coffee emoji, then 0 coffee emoji, 0 raid, coffee emoji, 0 raid. Somebody several days ago asked me what I want they to do when we raid people, and I came with the idea of this. It's not very original, I know, but I like it. It's kind of my brand because I literally live on coffee. Also, I hope that you guys enjoyed the talk. I really liked the race. I was very scared that people, based on what people said about the race, people were really strongly opinionated about the fact that the last few episodes are very bad. I don't see that, like they aren't, at least in my head that they aren't. Oh, we have Luaris just chatting, drawing stream. Yeah, I'm gonna raid Luaris. Luaris is a friend of mine. I actually have schedule. You can check my Twitter. I post my schedule there. I post my schedule on Discord, in the schedule channel. I post my schedule also in my community tab on YouTube. I post it everywhere. It comes either Monday or Tuesday, depending of if I have time to organize stuff with people, especially if I'm gonna do collabs, and I have to be sure that they're gonna show before me actually putting stuff, but I have schedule. I make schedules from the time that I started streaming, which was 6 months ago. I like schedules too. Sometimes I change the time because the joke with me being bad with time is actually true. It's not that I'm bad with time, it's just things pop up often, and I also kinda have trouble with mentally calculating how long and what I need, but generally my streams are 4 or 5 times a week. I stream around 1:30 to 3 p.m. EST, like that's the time when I start, and the streams are around 2 hours to 4 hours depending what we do, mostly 4 hours. I stream around 2 hours and a half mostly because my voice is very fragile. Even now my throat is hurting, but that's because I talked a lot. We have this is not only for Celestial, this is kind of for all people that watch this if you want to, see what I'm doing generally. I make midnight coffee talks, which are like rambles like this about anime, once each week with different person. Sometimes we have continuation of series like today, sometimes we have new series depending on the person. Often we have visual novels through the week. We play some RPG Maker stuff and some other games that my PC can run. My PC is very bad, so I can't run many stuff for now. And we also have twice a month movie night on Discord. The first time we had it was this month, and we watched The Wind Rises, which is Studio Ghibli movie. But yeah, So we're gonna rate. Yay, nice. I like anime a lot. I watch from literally almost 2 decades. And the idea of midnight coffee talks was in my head for a long time, but I didn't expect people to actually want to join you. It actually started happening as a real project. So yeah. Now I want to rate loyalties. I'm gonna leave you guys with my outro. As always, take care of yourself, drink water, don't be like me, and living only on coffee. Grab some snack if you feel like it. Also, don't forget that you always can visit my streams or the vaults if you feel you need to pick me up or just something to listen at the back. And yeah, we are gonna see each other tomorrow and on Discord if you are there. Bye!